Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects every single one of us, the future of the US economy. We're looking specifically at the year 2026 and how three massive forces, trade, debt, and policy, are coming together to create a perfect storm of change. It might sound complex, but stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer picture of what's on the horizon and what it means for your wallet, your job, and your future. Let's start with trade. For decades, we've lived in a world of globalization, with goods zipping across oceans and borders. This brought us cheaper products and a huge variety of choices. But the tide is turning. We're seeing a major shift away from long, complex supply chains that span the globe. The pandemic showed us just how fragile these chains can be. Remember the shortages of everything from microchips to lumber? That was a wake-up call. Now, the big buzzword is reshoring or nearshoring. Companies are rethinking their strategies, looking to bring manufacturing back to the US or to neighboring countries like Mexico and Canada. This isn't just about avoiding disruptions, it's also a matter of national security and economic resilience. The government is actively encouraging this shift with policies like the CHIPS Act, which pours billions into boosting domestic semiconductor production. So what does this mean for 2026? We can expect to see more Made in the USA labels, but it also means the cost of some goods might rise as companies adjust to higher domestic labor costs. On the flip side, this could create a new wave of manufacturing jobs right here at home, something we haven't seen on a large scale for a long time. It's a trade-off, potentially higher prices for more resilient supply chains and domestic job growth. Next, let's talk about the elephant in the room: national debt. As of now, the U.S. national debt is astronomical, soaring past $34 trillion and still climbing. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire economies of China, Japan, Germany, and the U.K. combined. For years, we've been able to manage this debt because interest rates were historically low. It was like having a huge mortgage but with a tiny interest rate, making the monthly payments manageable. However, the era of cheap money is over. The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates to combat inflation, and this has a massive knock-on effect. Suddenly, the cost of servicing our national debt is skyrocketing. More and more of our national budget has to go towards simply paying the interest on the money we've already borrowed. Think of it like your credit card interest rate suddenly jumping from 5% to 25%. It changes everything. By 2026, this will become a major point of contention in Washington. The debate will be fierce. Do we cut spending on essential programs like Social Security, healthcare, and defense? Or do we raise taxes to bring in more revenue? Neither option is popular. This immense pressure from the debt will limit the government's ability to respond to future crises, whether it's another pandemic, a natural disaster, or an economic downturn. Every dollar spent on interest is a dollar that can't be spent on infrastructure, education, or innovation. This is the financial straitjacket the U.S. will be wearing in 2026. Finally, let's tie it all together with policy. Government policy is the set of rules that steers the economic ship. And right now, the policy landscape is being defined by the two factors we just discussed. Trade policy is shifting towards protectionism and strategic competition, particularly with China. This isn't just about tariffs anymore. It's about controlling key technologies, securing critical minerals, and building economic alliances with friendly nations. This new approach, often called friendshoring, will redraw the map of global trade. The U.S. is essentially trying to build a new economic bloc with its allies, creating a system that's less dependent on potential adversaries. On the domestic front, fiscal policy is completely constrained by the debt. The big spending stimulus packages of the past are likely off the table. Any new government initiative will face intense scrutiny over how it's paid for. This will lead to tough choices and political battles. At the same time, monetary policy, controlled by the Federal Reserve, will be walking a tightrope. They'll be trying to keep inflation in check without tipping the economy into a recession, all while being mindful of how their interest rate decisions affect the government's massive debt payments. So, what does the U.S. economy of 2026 look like when you combine these forces? It's an economy in transition. We'll see a reindustrialization of certain sectors, creating new opportunities but also new challenges, like the need for a skilled workforce to fill these advanced manufacturing roles. The cost of living may remain elevated as global supply chains reconfigure and the era of ultra-cheap imported goods fades. For the average person, this means a few things. Job security might look different. The hot jobs of 2026 could be in robotics, advanced manufacturing, and logistics, right here in the US. Your investments will also be affected. Companies that are part of these new resilient supply chains might thrive, while those that are slow to adapt could struggle. And politically, we're likely to see more intense debates about government spending, taxes, and the role of the US in the world. The economy is becoming more localized and more strategic. The government is intervening more directly to shape industrial outcomes, a significant departure from the free market approach of recent decades. This is a fundamental rewiring of the economic engine that has powered America for the last 40 years. It's a period of great uncertainty, but also one of immense opportunity. The companies and individuals who understand these shifts and adapt will be the winners in this new economic landscape. The US is at a crossroads. The decisions made in the next couple of years on trade, how to manage our debt, and the direction of our industrial policy will set the course for decades to come. It's not just a story for economists and politicians, it's a story that will shape the life of every American. Staying informed is the first step to navigating the changes ahead. Thank you so much for watching. This is a huge topic, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the biggest challenge or opportunity facing the US economy? Let me know down in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. I'll see you in the next one.